Let's do a story time. I guess I'll tell y'all about the time that I almost dated my cousin. Almost dated my cousin. Nothing ever happened. No kissing, no touching, no nothing. Okay? I'm doing Pearl look. My daughter talked me into doing this, by the way. So let me show y'all first what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using the Beauty Creations Mini Pro 3 palettes, as well as these little bitty pearl little rhinestone things. All the products I'm using are in that box cosmetics, other than my foundation and setting spray and primer. But let's get into it. We met at what was a teen club, whatever. At the time, got a business. Who had business being in a club? Well, I was in there. Mind your business. It was a teen little club get together that we could all go in our little hometown. And I don't want to hear nothing about people in Louisville date their cousins. No, no, we don't. Because I found this out pretty quick. We had met at this little club, and he was like this person that would always dance. He was like the center of attention, whatever. And we started kind of like talking. First, he was talking to somebody else, and he figured out he was not feeling this person, and this was not a friend of mine, okay? Before y'all get into it, so. But everybody knew, like, everybody, whatever. So then he started kind of like feeling me, trying to talk to me, whatever. And we were talking. We were like chatting it up, whatever. And one day, like, we decide to meet. And, like, I take him back to, like, my dad's house. I'm like, come on, like, I'm going to run to my dad's house. My stepmom's there, like, whatever. So I take him there. And then my stepmom's like, do you know who this is? And I'm like, no. She's like, hold on. So she calls my dad on the phone. My dad is, like, at work or something. And she calls him on the phone. And she's like, Patrick, you will not believe. She's like, you won't believe this. And I'm like, what is she calling him for? Why is she saying that? Like, okay. Why is she calling? Whatever. So this was before I met my husband. This is like a little bit before I met my husband. I met my husband like probably about a year after this or whatever. So go to part 2 to find out how this kind of goes. Part 2 of how I almost dated my cousin. So, wait a minute. So, we go back to my dad's house, and my stepmom is there, and she's like looking at us kind of strange, and she's like, Danielle, do you know who this is? And I'm like, no, this is Dwayne. I mean, this is the one I've been talking to. Like, she's like, hold on. So she goes and calls my dad. My dad is like at work or something. So she goes and calls my dad. And she's like, Patrick, like Danielle is here with such and such son. And he was like, why are they there? And then she explained, like, this is the boy that Danielle's been talking to. So my dad, like, you know, they're like talking, and she's like, I can hear her say to my dad, she's like, I'm gonna let you tell her. So my dad gets on the phone and tells me that that's my cousin. He's like, that is such and such son. I'm not gonna say names. He was like, that is your cousin. And I'm like, what the fudge? So I'm just sitting there, and my dad is like, put him on the phone. So we put him on the phone, and my dad explains to him how we're cousins. Y'all, we are both just sitting there, just looking dumbfounded at this point. Because ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing happening from this point on. Ain't nothing nothing had happened, and wasn't nothing going no further after that, baby. I was like, what the fudge? Then think about it, like, we are from Louisville, Kentucky. But that ain't going down. And that don't go down. You can see why people be like, people in Louisville date their cousins. Not over here, baby. Needless to say, nothing was going on beyond that point. And yeah, it was just crazy. I guess moral of the story is Know your family. I know I heard about that couple who found out they was cousins and I got married and everything. Baby. No. Know your family. And I'm glad we knew and found out when we did. Because that's just something you just cannot and will not be able to come back from. Do you hear me? No, baby. Yep, so a year after that, found my husband, who was my boyfriend then. And I've been married with 2 kids. We've been together now 22 years. So it turned out good.